Hello, welcome back to Sunless Sea. Now, because we've got the Zubmarinier expansion coming out within a month, I think October the 11th, I thought I'd go back to Sunless Sea and just start a new series, just getting ready for the expansion to come out. So I thought we'd just have a look at the game. For those of you who haven't played or seen it before, I'll just go over some of the basics quickly and just do a quick run. So, in Zubmarinier, basically, as the name suggests, you'll be able to go under the water and there'll be basically new areas and story there. Your current ship, as far as I know, will be transformed, or it will have some sort of shell which will allow it to go underwater. So the better ship you have in the main game, the better ship you'll have underwater, and I suspect it might be quite a bit tougher underneath, but have to wait and see. So, if you haven't played Sunless Sea or seen any of it before, it's basically, well, it's almost a roguelike. I wouldn't really call it a roguelike. So, it's connected to the Fallen London browser game. It has a very similar, basically, make your own story, adventure book type quest system. So, you go and talk to people, and if you have things, the stories will be unlocked, and you can try and fulfill various people's needs and get new items. So you can see in my holder I have various items to do with quests and things. I have a journal which shows me things I've done, need to do, etc. So basically it's a game about quests and getting items, and having those items to unlock more quests and so forth. So I have sort of the end game is your ambition, objective. So become London's most venerated explorer. And this is really, really difficult. You need an awful lot of stuff. I'm nowhere near. So currently my objectives, what I want to do is to go retrieve strategic information from Gator's Morn. So that's what I'm going to do today. I've also, in my hold, I have a checkered character. This is another little quest. I've got to just take him somewhere. So both of these will give me echo. So your main source of echo when you start the game will be, if we go to story, so we're in Fallen London, which is the main hub. You go to London and then visit the Admiralty's survey office. So this is your main income. Every time you go out, you want to visit every port you can on your route, and you'll get a port report. And for that you'll get echo, which is the currency, and also probably one fuel. So you can see here with these are fuel, hunger and terror. These are the three things that when you're out in the world that are important. So fuel obviously is for your boat, hunger obviously, terror. The further away you go from your home, the quicker this terror mounts up. Eventually, if it gets high enough, bad things happen. But anyway, back to the Admiralty. So I don't have any port reports, but you can also get one of these just strategic information quests at a time, I think forever pretty much. And these are sort of the backbone of your money making, which is quite a tough game. It's hard to make money. So I've got a Corvette, which is fairly decent. So really I want to upgrade to a frigate, eventually a dreadnought, but they cost an awful lot of money. You can see I've got nearly 3,000, which is a lot more than I had for a long, long time. So we have these quests. We've got officers here. These are actually got more stats. So you've got hearts, as you can see, helps. All of these stats help with various tests and things you'll come across, and sometimes you'll need a certain value to get quests. So hearts is obviously health. Fails is speed, stealth and deception, decreases the range at which enemies spot you. Pages, that's a bit harder to explain. As you explore and do things, you'll collect fragments and pages. Again, and this will also add up to make secrets, which is basically another object which unlocks other things. Mirrors, it's better for combat, finding your firing solution. And iron is the damage. You also have your normal crew. These are the officers. And that's me. And basically, the more crew you have, the more food they eat, the quicker the hunger goes down. But if you have less than half crew, your boat only goes half as far. So you want to, I've got a bit more than I wanted, but basically you want perhaps 2 or 3 over half, just in case you lose some crew, because you don't want to be stuck at half speed. That's very bad. Anyway, so I need to go to a shop and buy fuel and provisions. You can buy them elsewhere from other ports. Generally it's more expensive, although there are 1 or 2 spots where it's cheaper. Let's buy some supplies for your hunger. Fill up my hold. Basically always fill your hold with fuel and supplies. You should normally need more fuel than supplies. Okay. I've done everything else I need. So the rest of the game is you go about in the undersea in your boat, and there is combat. So we launch. So you can see here we have our lights. That allows you to see things quicker, but it also allows them to see you. And having the lights on also reduces the amount of terror. So this goes from green to orange to red. When it's red, terror amounts up the quickest. Green, very little. If you turn the lights off, terror will increase. But you sometimes want to do that so enemies can't see you. There's a lot of things which will damage you quite a lot, and repairing damage to your ship is pretty expensive, so I'm going to turn the lights off until that goes red. Oh, that's quite quick. So we look at the map. Here's the ports, and they're the places where you get new quests, etc. Now I thought I'd found everything, but I think there's one I haven't actually found, unless it was added since I last played. So I want to go here to Gator's Morn. So I'm going to go around like this. Just do a little circuit and get port reports. Okay, off we go. So here we got an enemy, so I want to slow and reverse. So my guns are forward pointing. On some ships you have aft, and there's various other things. So there's another one here. These are quite small minor things. And so when you kill something, you can pick up some loot. So I'm going to butcher this for supplies, so that'll reduce my hunger. So that's the megalops. Let's kill this one. There we go. And let's dissect it. So I got 1 fragment, so that's succeeded in a pages challenge. So remember the stats up here. Oops. One of these is pages, the low one unfortunately, which is not good. So the higher that is, the more chance you have of succeeding in this challenge. And that applies to all these for different challenges. So I gained 1 fragment, which is rubbish, but anyway. So I generally butcher those. And here we have our first port. So there's Mutton Islands, it's quite close. Our terror's at green, so I'm going to turn the lights off. All clear. And dock up. So here you have your stories over here. And this here, something awaits you at port, is one thing that happens whenever you go out for a little while. You get that, and that will allow you to unlock certain things. So you can see here, unlocked when something awaits you. So explore the shore. So let's... What should we do? Let's visit the hilltop above town. There's not much wind on the Unterzee, but Mutton Island suffers eerie gusts and buffets from an inexplicably local fragment of weather. So I gain more fragments, succeeded in the challenge, and gained 2 terror. So that doesn't really matter. We're not going far today, so let's chat to the fisherman. That'll give you a port report. That's what you want to make sure you get every port. So let's go to the Kamaian, not sure how to pronounce that, canal. So off we go. So here we have a jelly flare. Quite annoying little things. Let's see if I can... No, let's ignore it. Let's go to port. So when you spend time going after these things, you use up fuel, so it's not always worth it really. So this is the canal that leads up to the surface, so your missions here allow you to go up to the surface. Not going to do that in a minute. Let's listen to surface gossip. So I've got an item here, moves in the Great Game, which I can use. Gather information for a port report. It's the other thing I want. Let's just have a look here. Oh, so we've got a little pop-up here. The campaigner's health is failing. So insists she takes to a bed to recover. Let's do that. Lost one supply. She isn't pleased, but she isn't stupid either. Very well, until I judge that I'm well enough to rise from my sick bed. Let us both be honest. I am much better equipped than you to determine when I am well enough. Okay, she's still here. Now you can speak to these. They've all got their own quests. I'm not going to do those at the minute there. So we don't want to travel to the surface. Need a lot of fuel. So let's carry on to Gator's Morn. Perhaps Nuncio. Turn the lights off for a minute. And off we go. So we got this jelly flare again. Let's see if we can dodge it. So you can see I've got a gun arc. Let's go do some damage. Not a lot. They are very annoying when you're a bit weaker, so they're very quick. So let's scoop it up. Probably get some terror for this. It's gone. You're left with gooey gloves and a buttery smell. So we've got a strange catch, which is good. Let's go all clear. So we're orange. Let's talk to our bandage poisoner. So we can hand over a strange catch for his culinary masterpiece. So let's do that. Lost 20 hunger. Lost strange catch. Last 2 ordinary. The flesh goes onto his shipboard Athena stove, an edifice of his own invention that combines the functions of roasting and refinement. Steam rises. Crew licks their lips. So we got a little less hunger. So that was pretty rubbish actually. I'm not going to bother doing that again. Let's continue. Now, what I should have said as well, when you start the game, it's really quite difficult. So I'm sort of I think, sort of mid-game. So here, when you start the game, you've got the Z back. You can send that out, and that'll sort of tell you where there's ports and locations. But of course, I've got the whole map now, so I can plan my routes. Well, apart from one place. But when you start, this will all be black. So basically, you want to start going out further and further until you've uncovered pretty much everything. Don't try and go too far because you can get stuck, and there are a lot of very nasty things the further you go out. There's also other sort of weather effects and things which can seriously affect your fuel. Now also the map is composed of tiles, so like this, and each tile has always the same things on, say 3 ports or so. And these tiles are randomised and move about each game. So it's not completely random. If you find one thing, you'll often know where the others and another couple of things nearby on the same bit. Now there are a couple of things that are stationary, like I think Port Carnelian is always down here. But otherwise, your map will be slightly random and different to mine, probably. Right, on to Gator's Morn. So here we are at Gator's Morn. We're going to dock up here. We've got something awaits you in port again. So when you start the game, conserving fuel is everything. And to some extent hunger, but fuel is harder to come by. Although you can turn supplies into fuel if you run out and you've got supplies left. But anyway, here we are at Gator's Morn. So because we've got something that awaits you in port, we've got these options. So, pay the docker for his strategic information, so that's what we want for the Admiralty. So we've got our report. So over here, rumours of a pirate poet. Gather intelligence for our port report. So we've got a port report. I'm not sure what else. So over here, the rumour does nothing. Don't know whether there's information about something there, but so let's explore the morn with our something awaits in port. Okay, so we've got more options here. A crew of Chelonet hunters exchange heated insults with a Canuck privateer. Looks likely to end in blood. So we could intervene, or let's do that. It's low risk. So we lost a crew in the fight. We failed a challenge. That's annoying. Never mind. Gained 5 terror, which is more annoying. Right, we're done here. So let's head back. We'll go to station 3. Oh, come on. Looks like she's going to leave us soon, perhaps. Right, off we go. So here we are at station 3. So there's not a lot we can do here. In fact, there's nothing. I must remember that. I'm not sure whether I said lights also burn your fuel up. That's why I turn them on and off when the terror is low. So the screen now, so I'm going to turn the lights off, use less fuel. Remember to stop getting to station 3. I don't know what I need for that. So here we are at Abbey Rock, and in trade supplies, that's basically the same price as what we paid, so it's not worth doing that. Get a port report. So we've got some recent news from London, so we can give them that. So we lost 2 terror. There's not a lot else to do here. The nearby ports are pretty dull, really. So let's head off back to London. So here we are back at Wolfstack Docks, back home. So collect our messages. There's various things that come up here. So what I really need to do first is go to the Admiralty and give them the port reports, so we can see we can get fuel and some echo. Generally, the further away the ports are, the more you get, more echo you get. You always get 1 fuel though. So we've got our strategic information, which gives us quite a bit. You also get sort of faction with the Admiralty, which you can use here and various other places. I thought we did the strategic information. There we are, 150 echoes, that's nice. Done our port reports. Oh, Quakers Haven. There we are. So we've actually I think we just lost slightly a bit of money. Although we have got more fuel and supplies than we started off with. So we didn't really make any money. And that's pretty normal. You need to go a bit further and get more port reports. And it's really quite hard at the beginning of the game. Oops, didn't want to do that. So now I'm going to go to my lodging. So I've got a family and a house. So I can enjoy their company. And I've lost 20 terror, so that's really good. Which is something you want to get. And so that's it. I'll stock up and then go out again. Try and make some money. Oops. Now, did I go to the Admiralty? Ask if there's anything they need, and that's my strategic information quest again. And so next time I go out, I'll go that way, do that quest, and drop off my checkered character. That'll give me about 300 echo, and the ports reports perhaps another 200 or 300. But anyway, so that's the Sunless Sea. So next video of this, I will have the Zubmarinier expansion, and we'll go and see what there is. So thank you for watching, and bye bye for now.